Yeah, that would be good. Yantiv. I invite you to take a seat, and I welcome you to the Heritage Theater, Temple Emanu-El's home away from home during the high holidays. It's so nice to welcome those of you that are joining us on the internet as well. And it's so nice that we all gathered today because today is a very special day. It's the cantor's birthday. So we thought it would be nice to come together. Oh, is there something else going on?
There's something else on the calendar.
Okay, I think Cantor deserves a do-over. Today will not be her birthday, even though we're all very blessed that she was born and in fact is with us, so yay.
Could thank my parents, they're over there.
Where are your parents? Are here now, they're in town. Look at them. Look at them. They have all kinds of stories to share about their daughter, so feel free after the service to go and talk to them. They would love to tell you all kinds of stories about little Amanda when she was just a little girl. A budding cantor. Well, that's enough of me, Cantor. I think we better get the show on the road, huh?
Let's do something else.
Yeah, let's do something else. Yeah, good idea.
So we are going to begin our service singing We Return, which you can find in your song pamphlet.
We
For all those who perished in the Shoah, the Holocaust, for all those that died this year, for all those who suffered a loss, for all those who suffered infertility, for all those who lost an ability, I light this memorial candle. Baruch atah Adonai notea b'tochenu chayei olam. You are blessed, Eternal One, who places within us life everlasting. I invite you now, looking at the pages 4 through 8, to pick maybe a page just to take a moment to read. These are beautiful meditations, or to offer the meditation you're feeling in your heart as you prepare for this Kol Nidre service.
It is my pleasure at this time to invite Cheryl Magat to kindle the lights of this holy day. We continue on page 9.
The human spirit is the lamp of God, searching out what lies within us, guided by the flame of conscience. On this sacred night, we search for truth. Shine your light upon us as we strive to serve you. May we find safety in your faithful love. We light the flame of healing and forgiveness on this atonement night. We give thanks for love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom hakippurim. O source of life, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, teaching us holiness through sacred obligations, giving us the mitzvah of bringing light on Yom Kippur. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Source of blessing, eternal our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, giving us life, upholding the life within us, and bringing us to this time.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner
Now that we've welcomed this holy day, I invite you to welcome the person next to you, wish them a good Yontiv. Maybe introduce yourself to someone you don't know, wish them a good Yontiv. We started quite a bit ago a minhag, a beautiful custom. I think it's beautiful, and that is that we take this opportunity to recognize the past presidents of our congregation. And so upon hearing your name, if you're a past president, I invite you to stand if you're able. But also, if anyone here is related to someone we're mentioning, we invite you to stand also as a family in honor of that person. Of course, when you've been around since 1861, I will not read every name, but I'll read some of the highlights. I always like to start with the first one, just to remind us of that name. Jacob Levy, 1861 to 1863, 1865 to 1871, 1872 to 1875. That's 11 years of service as president. Oy vey. Max Bloom, Zichron Livracha, 1922 to 1925. Dr. Bert Hirsch, 1935 to 1936. Maurice Engelman, Zichron Livracha, 1939 to 1949. Herman Burns, Zichron Livracha, 1949 to 1951. Milton Fox, Zichron Livracha, 1951 to 1953. The Honorable George Barnett, Zichron Livracha, 1961 to 1963. Sherm Neymark, Zichron Livracha, 1961 to 1965. Julian Forster, Zichron Livracha, 1968 to 1969. Monroe Watkins, 1969 to 1971. Phil Hammer, 1971 to 1973. Lee Axelrod, Zichron Livracha, 1974 to 1976. Cecil Weintraub, Zichron Livracha, 1976 to 1977. Harold Kahn, Zichron Livracha, 1977 to 1978. Reuben German, 1978 to 1979. Is he in the house? I don't see him. Dr. Mike Kahn, 1979 to 1981, 1994 to 1996, and he gave me a little gift, 2011 to 2012. Jane Schwartz, 1981 to 1983. Bob Crandell, Zichron Livracha, 1983 to 1986, and 2006 and to 2007, and there's another one there somewhere, I know it. Bert Burns, 1986 to 1988. Corinne Ravel-Retchen, 1988 to 1990. Rick Davis, Zichron Livracha, 1990 to 1992. Bob Hirsch, 1996 to 1998. Hank Stein, Zichron Livracha, 1998 to 2000, my first. Barry Cohen, 2000, 2002, and then 2007. Steve Greenberg, 2002 to 2004, and 2009. Dan Lee, 2004 to 2006. Ruth Crandell, Zichron Livracha, 2007 to 2008. Laura Danoff Robinson, 2009 to 2011. Jeff Hoffman, and I'll be doing his son's wedding on Sunday, 2012 to 2014. Andrew Weinberg, 2014 to 2018. There you are, Andrew. And currently Deborah Zimmer, our president. So I invite us all to raise our hands as they've blessed us with their leadership. Now we have the opportunity to bless them. May God bless you and may God keep you. May God's radiance shine upon you, be gracious to you. May God always be a source of strength, of wholeness, completeness, and peace in your life and the life of your family, as we all say with great gratitude, thank you. We continue on page 14. Please rise if you are able. Whenever you're ready. Service is not long enough. Yom Kippur, the Jewish people's festival of the soul, and Kol Nidre, its sacred portal, a night of deep emotions, a night, as the psalmist wrote, to rejoice with trembling. Rejoice at the sound of Kol Nidre, rhythmic words of release from vows, oaths, and promises to God we fail to keep. We tremble at the melody, music of spiritual amazement. It fills us with awe as we stand before God and Torah. We rejoice that we stand together, strengthened by community in this hour of shared weakness and humility. We tremble, for tonight we confess our flaws, admit our imperfection, and acknowledge a power far beyond our understanding. We rejoice that we commit ourselves to great endeavors, because we feel so deeply and think so nobly. We tremble, for we find that our ideals are far greater than our ability. Our promises surpass our might. We rejoice in the freedom that is Kol Nidre's true gift, the freedom to begin a new year without fear of failure, to aspire to be God's image in the world. We tremble because we are mortal. We rejoice in our gratitude for life. We rejoice with trembling and enter Kol Nidre to face our humanity. Page 19. Let our speech be pure and our promises sincere. Let our spoken words, every vow and every oath, be honest and well-intentioned. Let our words cause no pain, bring no harm, and never lead to shame, distrust, or fear. And if, after honest effort, we are unable to fulfill a promise, a vow, or an oath, may we be released from its obligation and forgiven for our failure. Let our speech be pure and our promises sincere. Please rise. Help you up first. Help you up first. Okay, good. We continue on page 22. Please be seated as we continue on page 24.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim v'chokhmah poteach sha'arim uvit v'una mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umsader et hokahavim Ramish merotehem barakia kirtsono Berei yom v'layla galel or mipnei choshech echoshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umavi layla Adel ben yom uvein laila Adonai tzavot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Day and night are yours, creative spirit of the universe, the muted colors of twilight, the radiance of dawn. Yours are the spreading wings of light, the deepening shadows of darkness, and ever-changing drama. In the human heart, too, the struggle between darkness and light unfolds. From sunlit heights of generosity, the human heart sinks to the gloomy depths of selfishness. Although we fall, you give us the strength to rise again. You call on those who hurt through word or deed to break free from the wrongdoing and return to you. All who hear your call to goodness are embraced. All who reject emptiness and evil find acceptance from you. We come into your presence this night at Kol Nidre, aware that our shortcomings and weaknesses are many. Yet encouraged by your promise of forgiveness, we choose freely to the path of repentance, restoring wholeness to our lives and holiness to the world. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Can everybody please rise? Page 27. We pause in reverence before the gift of self. The vessel shatters, the divine spark shines through, and our solitary self becomes a link in Israel's golden chain. And for what we are by sharing. And as we share, we move towards the light. We pause in reverence before the mystery of a presence, the near and far reality of God. Not union, but communion is our aim. And we approach the mystery with deeds. Words lead us to the edge of action, but it is the deeds that bring us closer to the God of light. We pause in terror before the human deed, the cloud of annihilation, the concentrations for death, the cruelly casual way of each to each. But in the stillness of this hour, we find our way from darkness into light. May we find our life so precious that we cannot but share it with the other. The light may shine brighter than 1,000 suns, with the presence among us of the God of light.
Invite us to turn to pages 28 and 29. Take a deep breath in, exhaling out. Another deep cleansing breath in. And one more for good measure.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלבתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על יבדיך, וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיהם. אני אדוני אלוהיהם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohim. You shall love Adonai your God with all your might, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them at your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, your God.
Please turn to page 39. Emet ve'emunah, truth and faithfulness in the night. Our sages taught it is proper to mention the exodus from Egypt in our morning prayers and also at night. We celebrate the going out from Egypt in the morning light, full of confidence and vigor as we enter the new day. But in the evening, weary from the day's exertions, cast down and fearful at the coming of the night, what can the Exodus teach us then? Our nighttime prayer brings hope and trust in the future. As God did not abandon our people long ago through the long, dark night of exile, so the Holy One will be with us in time to come. To stand by the one you love, that is the true essence of faithfulness, the meaning of emunah. So it is written in the Psalms, to proclaim your kindness in the morning and your faithfulness in the nights. Sing with joy in the mornings of your life, when light surrounds you and the world seems beautiful and good, and in the evenings of your life, when you dwell in sorrow and the world seems dark, do not despair.
page 43. Thank you. When fears multiply, when danger threatens, when sickness comes, when death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
We continue on page 45. כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם, לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיכם, לפני אדוני תתארו. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה ולעילה, מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא, ואמרו amen.
We continue with our tefillah on pages 46 and following. Please rise if you are able.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imaot, U'mevii Geula livnei bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'amen. Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, mechaye hakol ata rav lehoshia, morid hatal. Mechakel chaim bechesed, mechaye hakol berachamim rabim, somech nofeim urofeim chofeim, imatir asurim, umekayem yayenato, tlishesh de'afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, umito melech. Melech nemi umechayem, umatzmiach Yeshua. Michamocha el harachamim, zocher Yetzura. Lechayim berachamim, lechayim berachamim. V'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch ata Adonai. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Mechaye hakol.
Page 53. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yalucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy. Seekers of holiness praise you day by day, Selah. We continue on the bottom of that page together. And so, in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name. We continue together in the middle of page 54. And so, in your holiness, give your people the gift of honor. Bless with praise those who praise you. Bless with hope those who seek you. Give your believers a basis for faith, true happiness for the land of Israel, true joy in Jerusalem. May the sparks of David, your servant, soon grow bright enough for us to see, a beam of light in the darkness, a promise of perfection. Continuing on page 56 together, and so, in your holiness, give the righteous the gift of a vision bright with joy, a world where evil has no voice, and the rule of malevolence fades like wisps of smoke. Good people everywhere will celebrate the stunning sight of arrogance gone from the earth. Page 62. Vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu ba'ava et Yom HaKippurim hazeh. In your love, eternal our God, you've given us this Yom Kippur, a day on which our wrongs are forgiven with love, a day of sacred assembly, a day to be mindful of our people's going out from Egypt. Together, our God and God of the generations before us, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. May it be heard and seen by you, winning your favor and reaching your awareness. Together with the memory of our ancestors, the memory of your sacred city, Jerusalem, and the memory of your people, the family of Israel, may we be remembered for safety, well-being, and favor, for love and compassion, for life and peace on this day of atonement. Please be seated.
Like smoke above the altar, may a memory of us ascend and come before you. As Israel once came to you with offerings from the flock, so we bring you the offerings of our mouth, not lip service, but heartfelt prayer. So the prophet taught, "Return, O Israel, to Adonai your God, for you have fallen because of your sin. Take words with you and return to Adonai. Accept the words we set before you, awkward and imperfect as they are, our hesitant questions, our corrosive doubts. Accept, too, our silences, our thoughts that rise in the stillness, our faith that coheres for a fragile instant, then dissipates like smoke above the altar."
Page 64. Zachrenu Adonai Eloheinu bo letova, ufoktenu vo levracha, v'hoshienu vo lechayim. Eternal our God, remember us, be mindful of us, and redeem us for a life of goodness and blessing. Favor us with words of deliverance and mercy. Show us the depth of your care. God, we await your redemption, for you reign with grace and compassion. Page 72. invite you as we turn to page 79 to pick one of those readings to offer as your silent reflection or to offer the prayer that you find in your heart at this moment. Page 79.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael, Amcha Tasim leolam, Ki atu melech Adon lechol hashalom, v'tuv b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה ופרנסה טובה ניזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו בית ישראל לחיים טובים ולשלום. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום, עושה
We continue on page 82 with our confession. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tavu lefanecha tefilatenu. Our God and God of all generations, may our prayers reach your presence. And when we turn to you, do not be indifferent. Adonai, we are arrogant and stubborn, claiming to be blameless and free of sin. In truth, we have stumbled and strayed. We have done wrong.
ay 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 Ashamnu,
Ashamnu,
Bagadnu,
Bagadnu,
Gazalnu,
Gazalnu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi.
ay 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 ay
He'evinu,
Vehirshanu,
Vehirshanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu, Chamasnu,
Tafalnu sheker.
Tafanu sheker.
Ay, 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 Ya'atznura,
Ya'atznura,
Kisavnu,
Kizavnu,
Latznu,
Latznu,
Maradnu,
Maranu,
Niatznu,
Niatznu,
Sararnu,
Saranu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Pashanu,
Pashanu,
Sararnu,
Saranu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishinu Oref, ay, 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 ay,
Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Shichatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tainu,
Tainu,
Titanu,
Titanu, ay, 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 We continue together on page 86 because the short confession, my friends, is not enough for us. Together, for these sins, our God, we ask for forgiveness, the ways we have wronged you deliberately and by mistake, and harm we have caused in your world through the words of our mouths, the ways we have wronged you by hardening our hearts, and harm we have caused in your world through careless speech, the ways we have wronged you through lies and deceit, and harm we have caused in your world through gossip and rumor, the ways we have wronged you by judging others unfairly, and harm we have caused in your world through disrespect to parents and teachers, the ways we have wronged you through insincere apologies, and harm we have caused in your world by mistreating a friend or neighbor, the ways we have wronged you through violence and abuse, and harm we have caused in your world through dishonesty in business. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. We continue together on page 88. The ways we have wronged you openly and secretly, and harm we have caused in your world by losing self-control. The ways we have wronged you through sexual immorality, and harm we have caused in your world through consumption of food and drink. The ways we have wronged you by giving into our hostile impulses, and harm we have caused in your world through greed and exploitation. The ways we have wronged you through cynicism and scorn, and harm we have caused in your world through arrogant behavior. Page 90 together. The ways we have wronged you by hating without cause, and harm we have caused in your world through offensive speech. The ways we have wronged you with a slanderous tongue, and harm we have caused in your world through a selfish or petty spirit. For all these failures of judgment and will, God of Forgive us, pardon us, lead us to atonement. Page 96. Let our needs rise up with the darkness, our cries with the rays of the sun. All day our praise is before you, songs of joy and bliss till evening comes. May our voices soar at nightfall, our just deeds shine forth with the light. All day we await deliverance, fervent our hope for redemption till evening comes. Let our suffering ascend at twilight, our forgiveness with the break of dawn. All day we sigh for oppression, cry out for right and justice till evening comes. May there be refuge when night surrounds us, at sunrise safe haven, for your sake. All day our words rise from a sea of sorrow, and they break in waves of atonement till evening comes. Together on the next page, let evening bring salvation, let morning make all hearts pure. This day our prayers spell healing, peace, peace to all, far and near, till evening comes. May mindfulness of us rise with the evening star, our worthy deeds revealed in the radiance of dawn. All day we meditate on life's beauty, the precious jewels of creation, till evening comes. Let our pounding on the gates of mercy thunder on high, as darkness falls, and with dawn let the joy of renewal arrive. The day holds the urgency of our prayers, confessions of the heart, lamentations of the soul, till evening comes. May our yearnings rise above the shadows of dusk. May the searching of our souls reach you in the morning. All day our praise is before you. May it be acceptable, may it be received, till evening comes. Page 105. In all your ways be aware of God, for there is no sovereign without a people, ein melech belo am. We are the chariot on which God's glory rides, for there is no sovereign without a people. That the love of God be spread through our deeds, for there is no sovereign without a people. You are my servant Israel, I will be glorified through you, for there is no sovereign without a people. Where is God? Anywhere we let God in, for there is no sovereign without a people. Ein melech belo am. Eternal God, revealed to Moses your 13 attributes of mercy. They exist in the world through our awareness. They transform the world through our actions. We speak them now as prayer and aspiration.
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim v'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nosei Avon v'Fesha, v'Chata v'Nakeh.
Adonai, Adonai, God, compassionate, gracious, endlessly patient, loving and true, showing mercy to the 1,000th generation, forgiving evil, defiance, and wrongdoing, granting pardon. We continue on page 112. Please rise if you are able. Together, Avinu Malkeinu, illumine for us the path of our life. Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we find the strength to take the road less traveled by? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we come to know the purpose of our existence? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we learn not to live life in vain? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we get out of our indifference? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we distinguish between truth and falsehood? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we find the answers to our questions? Avinu Malkeinu, how shall we gird ourselves with strength to seek answers? Avinu Malkeinu, be gracious to us, answer us, empower us, and give us courage, for the answers are both in you and with you. Page 114, we continue in the English. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, hear our voice. Avinu Malkeinu, we have strayed and sinned before you. Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and on our families. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the onslaught of sickness, violence, and hunger. Avinu Malkeinu, halt the reign of those who cause pain and terror. Avinu Malkeinu, enter our names in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu, renew for us a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings. Avinu Malkeinu, let our eyes behold the dawn of redemption. Avinu Malkeinu, we pray, do not turn us away from you with nothing. Avinu Malkeinu, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name. Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake, if not for ours. Avinu Malkeinu, you alone are our sovereign. Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer. Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice, treat us with tender compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace, for our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Alenu
It was spring 1999. I was finishing my 4th year as the Associate Rabbi of Congregation Beth Israel in San Diego, and it was time for my own pulpit. Maybe even a year late, truth be told. While I had been there, we had done a lot of work from reestablishing our youth programs to recreating much of the religious school curriculum to reconnecting broken congregants who had survived a very painful clergy scandal. I felt like I had gained the tools with nearly 6 years under my belt. I was ready for my own pulpit. The challenge was to find the right congregation. There were a total of 3 congregations open in California and 1 in Arizona. I sent my resume to our placement director and told him to send it to all 4 of the congregations. Let's see what happens. I was nervous because there weren't a lot of choices, but like I say, it only takes 1, right? I was blessed because all 4 congregations wanted phone interviews, and after those phone interviews, yes, there was no such thing as Skype back then, I was asked by all 4 to come out to meet with them in person. I declined the Arizona interview as I decided I did not want to be out of my home state of California. My daughter Shira was 8 and my son Rhea was born months earlier. I needed to be close to family and in California. I interviewed in the Los Angeles area, Sacramento area, and at Temple Emanu-El. The congregation in Sacramento was too small for me as I wanted some critical mass, so I declined their offer at my interview. And after interviewing in San Jose, I pulled out of the Los Angeles area congregation as well. I just did not feel it. I remember going to my senior rabbi, Rabbi Jonathan Stein, and saying to John, there's only one congregation I'm interested in, and I pulled out of everywhere else. I was nervous when I said that to him. John thoughtfully said, Dana, if you don't get San Jose, you'll stay another year and we'll try again. And I went, oop. But what was it about Temple Emanu-El in San Jose? To be 100% honest, I fell in love at first sight. Bob Hirsch, the search committee chair, is one of the most amazing people I had met. A sweet, genuine, and lovingly human being. The committee was thoughtful, asking great questions and answering my questions with honesty and thoughtfulness. We had a great discussion that flew by in what felt like minutes. I told my colleague John this was the place for me. Even the sanctuary had a dome like our sanctuary congregation Beth Israel did at that time. And they had a rendition of the 10 Commandments inside the sanctuary that was identical to my first pulpit, Temple Israel of Greater Miami. It must be Beshert. I'm meant to be there. And thankfully, the search committee agreed as they unanimously recommended me to the Board of Trustees to be the next senior rabbi of Temple Emanu-El. And actually, it was to be the next rabbi because I became senior 5 years later. Temple Emanu-El impressed me with the people, its openness, and you could feel the loving energy, the thoughtfulness, and the deep connection one felt with other congregants. I also found a synagogue that, without realizing it or giving it a label, was a Polydoxian community of Reform Judaism. As you may remember from taking adult education class with me or from an earlier sermon or 2 or 3 or 4, I've talked about Dr. Alvin Reines' concept of polydoxy. Polydoxy is the idea that there are many beliefs that make up a congregation. And we as a community have agreed upon one central belief, and that is the Freedom Covenant. The Freedom Covenant is the idea that you have the right to believe whatever you want to believe so long as you don't take that right away from another. The Freedom Covenant is the one piece of dogma I preach. And to interview with a synagogue that embraced this concept was amazing. There were 2 questions I asked the search committees that were very important to me. One of them was on officiating at gay and lesbian weddings. It was actually my litmus test as a rabbi for each of the search committees. Why? Because it told me if the congregation was A, going to do the right thing, B, will they embrace the future, and C, will I have the freedom of my rabbinate, of my calling? And the answer for Temple Emanu-El was yes, yes, and yes. And the second question was something about interfaith families and Temple Emanu-El's openness to them. And then I learned about our emeritus Rabbi Joseph Gittin of blessed memory. Rabbi Joe was known as the interfaith rabbi in San Jose. He was close to the bishop. He, with Father Gene Boyle, blessed memory, and a Methodist reverend, and they called themselves the Unholy Trinity, started actually the Interfaith Council. Later, we would rename the council the Interfaith Council on Economic Justice for Silicon Valley, which I've had the honor to serve. And this, for me, was so very important. I was a religious studies major. Interfaith relations have been one of the most passionate elements of my rabbinate. And Rabbi Joe spent a career doing this kind of work. He actually taught also at Santa Clara University. And get this, 30% of Rabbi Joe's funerals were for non-Jews. Baby, I was home. And that was confirmed as I got to know Rabbi Joe. Rabbi Joe and his wife, Rosalie, who was also a fixture at Temple Emanu-El, became very close to my wife and I. We would double date and go to their favorite restaurant, Three Flames. And then we'd go back to their condo and spend hours schmoozing. He had a copy of every bulletin and article imaginable. He was so proud of Temple Emanu-El and its legacy in the community. And when he realized how much I loved interfaith relations, he got teary-eyed with me. He was touched that the two of us had a similar rabbinate. It was under 2 years that we spent that kind of time with Joe and Rosalie, but it was so precious to us. I was proud that Joe felt that his legacy of interfaith work was going to continue with me, and that education was something else we both held dear, which was also a key focus for me as well. When I was looking for a pulpit to call my own, I was looking for a synagogue that emphasized people over things, programs over drapes, community over individual gain. Temple Emanu-El has an openness to all people. We support the interfaith community not just by participating in community activities, but by embracing our own interfaith families. And we have so many interfaith activities we participate in, from the Abrahamic Alliance, where we work with a Muslim mosque and Christian church feeding homeless while learning about each other, to the work we do with PACT, people acting in community together. We're even going to have a pulpit exchange in February of this coming year with Stone Church. As an outgrowth of my work with Osher Adult Learning at Santa Clara University and under the leadership of Len Treibstein, we've had for 2 years an interfaith discussion group meeting at Temple once a month. Later this month, that group is visiting a local mosque as we learn more about our Muslim sisters and brothers. There is nothing more important than building relationships with our fellow faith communities. And we are a congregation that understands that a part of our mission is tikkun olam, repairing the world from its brokenness. And so our mission has been working on interfaith relationships, caring for the homeless, fighting for the rights of all people to live in dignity and freedom, and so much more. We are a congregation that knows our future depends on our current youth programs and educational opportunities as we create the next generation of Jews. Our students are not being treated like second-class citizens, but as members of our community. The senior youth group president is a voting member of the board of trustees. Isn't that cool? But this is our congregation. I've seldom said this, but when Bob Crandell, blessed memory, was our president for his third time, because we needed him, I was asked to interview for the senior rabbi role in San Diego, my former pulpit. Bob told me to go for it, that it would be a good experience. I went to the interview, and after an hour, I wanted to leave. I knew that Temple Emanu-El was my home, and I had no desire to leave something that I had just started and already loved. Our preschool was new and was already getting a terrific reputation. We have been innovative and creative when it came to our religious school programming, as we are willing to experiment with programs and curriculum. The teamwork among staff, lay leadership, and especially the congregation is inspiring and not something that should ever be taken for granted. So our synagogue is not an external or materialistic synagogue. There is depth and thoughtfulness and engagement. But my friends, our facility is old, and we need to be able to be as proud of the outside as we are of the inside. So our 2020 capital campaign is about creating a facade that is multifaceted. Preschool families use it 5 days a week and will now be able to truly enjoy the outside of our synagogue that has been so underused. And all the times that kids get dropped off on Sunday and Wednesday, they could utilize that space. We have an amazing sanctuary space that we could do so much more with. if we had the right seating. We also need better security. This plan has security improvements as well as embracing some very important environmental issues that we have to address at our synagogue. So too, we need to build an eye to the future. Lador vador, one generation to the next, is one of the most important mitzvot and ideals we have as a people. We want to grow our synagogue with pride and with innovation. The facility needs to be improved in order to match who we are and what we are doing. In 20 plus years, we have renovated our school building and remodeled the offices in our temple house. We have done the bare minimum. Now is the time for our building to reflect who we are and what is most important to us. With the vision that Michelle Kasanovich, Andrew Weinberg, Larry Fox, and Steve Crandell have brought forth, I am proud to be a part of this project. And I think every one of us should be part of this vision. The amount is not the issue, although it doesn't hurt, but it should be our goal to have every one of us participate in this mitzvah. If we feel pride about what we've been and what we are and what we can become. So if anyone thinks for a minute that this 2020 vision is about externality, they would be mistaken. Our campaign is not just about facade, sanctuary seating, and a courtyard. It is about legacy, heritage, and tradition. Temple Emanu-El is an incredible synagogue which has been a fixture in this community for nearly 160 years. One of my favorite pieces of liturgy that you can find in our Shabbat prayer book, Mishkan Tefillah, has a version of a prayer written by a Jewish-French writer, thinker, novelist of the 20th century, Edmund Flegg. The poem, I think, captures our diversity and who we are as a congregation so beautifully. I am a Jew because the faith of Israel demands no abdication of the mind. I am a Jew because the faith of Israel requires all the devotion of my heart. I am a Jew because in every place where suffering weeps, the Jew weeps. I am a Jew because every time when despair cries out, the Jew hopes. I am a Jew because the word of Israel is the oldest and the newest. I am a Jew because Israel's promise is a universal promise. I am a Jew because for Israel, the world is not complete. We are completing it. I am a Jew because for Israel, humanity is not created. We are creating it. I am a Jew because Israel places humanity and its unity above the nations and above Israel itself. I am a Jew because above humanity, the image of the divine unity, Israel places the unity which is divine. This prayer captures the essence of what it means to be a Jew, what it means to be a member of Temple Emanu-El. As a Paul-Doxian Reformed Jewish community, Temple Emanu-El has embraced every element of this prayer. We have been a light to this community, to the interfaith community, to San Jose, to so many of our families and our loved ones. Why would we not want to participate in this exciting moment in our history? For we are Temple Emanu-El, and baby, we ain't going anywhere. For in the end, we are Vision 22. Let's make this happen together. Amen.
Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, unripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn,
Lador vador. We use that phrase a lot, from generation to generation. Of course, there are songs, and the phrase comes up often in our prayer book. But it was only this year that I think I came to understand what it really means. So yes, it's about holiday celebrations with relatives and sharing family stories, gathering around the Chanukiah, singing songs together, especially at Passover, because we are commanded to tell our children the story of the Exodus from Egypt, to tell it as if we ourselves had been there. And when Moses received the tablets of the covenant on Mount Sinai, it was for those who were assembled there at the foot of the mountain at the time, but also for the generations like ours who would follow, and for those who would choose to become Jewish. For me, this new revelation of Lador Vador started on the first day of religious school, the same day as the preschool back-to-school picnic. I've been a member of this wonderful congregation for more than 25 years, and there at the end of that first religious school session, and again with the preschool families in the Rose Garden, I saw young adults who were there as parents. These are people who were students in our religious school when I first joined, and now they are bringing up their children as part of our community. Just as the man who plants a tree knowing he will not be around when it matures, but he plants because someone planted before him so that he could eat. Just as our more recent ancestors from Congregation Bikur Cholim rebuilt our synagogue after the fire destroyed the building at 3rd and San Antonio. Just as we have a Jewish home at 1010 University Avenue, we who are here today are part of the link between the generations, past and future. Today we have before us some important opportunities. As you know, starting at Rosh Hashanah and continuing through the end of the calendar year, we have the annual campaign. Our target again this year is $75,000. It's important that you understand that this income is a part of our budget for the fiscal year. So please consider a donation to the annual campaign. A donation of any amount can help us meet that goal. And then, as Rabbi mentioned, there's the 2020 project. You've seen the pictures, the posters out here in the foyer or at the synagogue. The renderings by Michelle Kusanovich are so inspiring. Last week, Steve Crandell announced that 3 donors have pledged to match donations made to the 2020 project by the end of the high holidays, up to a total of $75,000. It is so wonderful that this project already resonates with many of you, and so far we have already received $52,000 in pledges, and we're still welcoming them toward the match. One of our goals is to have every member of our congregation participate in this ambitious undertaking. I'm glad the project is called 2020 Vision because it calls on us to be visionaries. We are asked to see the needs of our physical space for the future in terms of accessibility, comfort, aesthetics, and safety. It is an ambitious undertaking, but the changes will help make our synagogue more attractive and functional as new families continue to move into the South Bay. These gifts can be spread out over the next 2 calendar years to take advantage of any tax benefits that could work for you. I am so very proud of our Board of Trustees. We are at 100% participation. Each member of the board has committed to both the annual campaign and the 2020 project, and we hope you will join us. One person you haven't heard from yet this high holiday season is Richard Rusnak. Imagine that he is up here. He's a little taller than I am, a little older, a little grayer, more knowledgeable about a lot of things, and he tells some really good jokes. Those are the differences. But there is one thing that we share, and that is a passionate commitment to Temple Emanu-El. So the third leg of our congregation's fiscal health is the endowment. It's even called L'Ador Vador Legacy Program. I'm excited to let you know that of all the congregations in the South Bay, Temple Emanu-El has the largest number of participants. Let that sink in. More than Sinai, more than Beth David, more than Shir Hadash. We have more people participating in the Legacy Program. That itself is as an accomplishment, but again, we need you. What does our endowment need? No money now. That's the best part. It simply means you have included Temple Emanu-El in your will or trust. Hopefully at a level of 5%, and all the rest can be divided among your children, your pets, other relatives, your alma mater, and other important organizations of your choice. But please do have something written into your financial documents that includes our beloved synagogue. If you do not yet have a will or trust, this might be a good opportunity to create one. And please remember to include Temple Emanu-El. And when you notify the office that you have listed the synagogue as one of your beneficiaries, then you too can have a leaf on the L'Ador Vador board in the hallway between the sanctuary and the patio. Pretty cool. Our goal is to have a strong endowment that will ensure the continued existence of Temple Emanu-El for generations to come. Remember, no money now. So there you have it. It's the ask in 3 parts. The children and grandchildren of our congregation will thrive into the future because of what you do in the next few years. Because it really is from generation to generation, and I know that we can count on you.
Lashana Tova. My name is Eileen Tucker, and I'm honored to be here representing Temple Emanu-El's Board of Trustees this evening. It's our pleasure to see all of you here and those of you who are live streaming our service and to be sharing Yom Kippur observance with you as one congregational family. Please take a moment to say hello to the many new friends that are joining us today for the first time here at High Holiday Services. To those of you who are new to our congregation, please stop by our Shalom table on the right of the exit doors, where we have flyers and information on all our upcoming temple programs and activities, including Sukkot. There will be a membership and temple representatives in the lobby if you have any questions. We want to express our thanks to Yuri Godfeld and the Brotherhood members and friends for their efforts setting up the Bima and creating a beautiful atmosphere where we can worship together appropriately. Thank you also to our many hardworking volunteers, temple administrative, and custodial staffs for their preparations for services this year. We appreciate your flexibility in sharing prayer books. If you're using a temple prayer book, please leave it on the table as you leave the sanctuary. If you brought your own, please be sure to take it with you. The High Holidays continue after Yom Kippur with an array of Sukkot events. Check your handout or flyers on the Shalom table for details about our Erev Sukkot First Night Fiesta on Sunday, October 13th, Scotch in the Sukkah on Tuesday the 15th, Sangria in the Sukkah on Wednesday the 16th, and sushi in the Sukkah, but only for those of you who are still in your 20s and 30s, on Thursday, October 17th. We conclude the High Holidays with Simchat Torah. On Sunday, October 20th, everyone is invited for a pizza dinner at 5 p.m., followed by a festive service, which includes the consecration of new students in our religious school and the unrolling of the Torah around the sanctuary. The evening will end with Israeli dancing and a special oneg. The final service of this high holiday season will be Simchat Torah morning and Yizkor service at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday, October 21st in the chapel. During the high holidays, we collect non-perishable packaged food for the needy in our community. Please deposit your food donations in one of our collection barrels located in the lobby here or at Temple Emanu-El throughout Simchat Torah. Check out the poster in the lobby for times and locations for all the services and events taking place tomorrow. I hope to see you at the Nahilah service tomorrow at 4:45 p.m. We encourage you to bring your shofar so we can surround the sanctuary with a communal blast. After Havdalah, please join us for Break the Fast in the Roosevelt Room here. Thank you to our Break the Fast sponsors for making this possible. I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your families a very happy new year, one filled with good health and peace. May you have an easy fast and Gemar Hatima Tova.
Also want to take the opportunity to thank our amazing mazel tones and our choir for lending their beautiful voices to the service in such a beautiful way. And I really want to thank you for leading so wonderfully all the rehearsals and everything that you do as our choir director. And these four musicians have been with us actually for a lot over these years. I want to thank the four of you especially. It almost feels like it's home when I see the four of you up here. But what you add to the service is magnificent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, birthday girl, what do you want to do?
Maybe some Alenu?
That's usually a good idea, yeah.
Okay. Page 117, I believe.
Let's go for it. Please rise if you're able.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, la'tet gedula v'yotzer breshit, shehu notei shamayim v'yotzer haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mimah, u'shchinatu zo b'govhei meromim, u'Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 119. May the time not be distant to our God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil should give way to integrity and goodness, when lies and bigotry shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. So may all, created in your image, become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your dominion be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
Page 121. This holy night concludes with memory. Our last thoughts always are of those we have lost. We miss them especially tonight, yearning for their presence at our side. The service we have shared once was theirs. They spoke and sang the ancient words. They prayed, repented, and yearned for better lives, as we have done. Flawed in their deeds, imperfect in their faith, they still drew strength from their tradition as we seek fortitude in ours. What was good and beautiful in their lives once gave us joy and now inspires us to reach higher. The knowledge that they loved us deeply brings comfort to our hearts. So we light candles of remembrance and gratitude, and we speak this timeless truth. Zichronam livracha. Their memory is a blessing now and forever. We pray that their goodness will live on in our lives, planting seeds of kindness and hope for generations to come. As we turn to page 122, thinking of all of our loved ones who are missing at this moment, I call your attention to the middle of the page where two additional words that are bold and gray are written, Ul'ela Mikol. Please be aware of that as we join together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabba, ve'alma divra chilutei v'yamlich malachutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, b'agalav uzman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitfomam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei dekudesha, Brichu. לעילם ולעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה משמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, אמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל, ואמרו amen. On page 126, our closing hymn is Beyado, the last paragraph on 126 in the Hebrew. Middle of page 127. Yhi ratzon milfanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu shetchadesh alinu shana tova metuka. Our God and God of our ancestors, eternal God of all generations, may your presence in our lives this new year renew our spirits and renew our strength. May it be a good year. May it be a sweet year. Shana tova. Okay, it's halftime. See you all tomorrow morning.